So even before I start this video, you guys can go ahead and join my fantasy football league. I'll be accepting probably all of you guys that want to join, but down below there is the code on the screen now. But it's called the GreeveHD Fantasy Football League. Go down and join it if you want to do that. So today I'm going to be showing you guys my fantasy football team for the first week of the Premier League season, which I think kicks off not this weekend but the next weekend after. But I thought I'd get my team done, and I thought I'd get it sorted, ready for the first game on Friday when Arsenal play Leicester. But my first squad is, let's start off with the goalkeeper. So in goal we do have David De Gea, a pretty much obvious choice for a goalkeeper in the Premier League. Obviously, he's always so consistent. He's always puts out a great performance. And West Ham don't really have a scoring threat with all the shit strikers they sign all the time, Zaza and everyone else. So I don't see why that would change this season. I mean, they scored a few, but David De Gea is a very, very hard goalkeeper to beat. So in defence, we have Marcus Alonso, Bellerin, Cedric and Otamendi. So Alonso are going up against, Chelsea are going up against Burnley in the first game of the season. So I don't think I can see Burnley scoring many goals, to be honest. I don't think Burnley going to Stamford Bridge, I don't think they'll score many goals. So Alonso is kind of like a safe bet for if Chelsea keep a clean sheet, which might give me a little bit more points. Also, we got Bellerin on the first game of the season. I thought I'd get some points on the board to start with. I don't really see Leicester scoring against Arsenal either with Petr Cech. And Arsenal have got quite a good defence this season. So, and then we've got Cedric. So I don't think Swansea scored that many goals until the last few games of the season. So I stuck Cedric there. Obviously, that's quite one of the tighter games on the first game of the season, Southampton versus Swansea. But I thought I'd stick Cedric there to see how he does. It's kind of like a long shot choice. But then we've got Otamendi. So I don't think they'll play company on the first game of the season, bearing in mind he has knees like paper mache. So I don't think they'll play him. But Brighton Hove Albion, I don't see them scoring, to be honest. I don't really see them scoring. So whether they'll prove to be an upset at Brighton, but I'm not too sure about that. Moving on to our midfield, we have Dele Alli, Kante, Martial and Moy for Huddersfield. So, starting off with Ali, he played amazing last season, and I can't see that changing, to be honest, this season. They're going up against a newly promoted Newcastle. Not that makes any difference, because obviously they've signed a load of good players and they've been in the Premier League before. But I think Ali will put in a shift, and I think he might just get a goal. So, I think the best thing to do is stick in midfielders that often play up front, like Martial also. But Kante's our second player. Obviously, he had an amazing season last season as well, so I don't see that changing. Going up against Burnley, don't see much of a threat. Then we have Martial also playing against West Ham, like De Gea, and another player we'll see coming up against. So I just see Manchester United cruising to a victory against West Ham. I don't think they have much to offer, to be honest. But then moving on to Moy against Crystal Palace, which could be a long shot. I think Moy played amazing last season. Obviously, I think he was on loan from Manchester City last season, but they've bought him now. But I think Moy could do quite well, to be honest, in his new Premier League surroundings. But moving on to our strikers, we have what's his first name? I don't know, but Lacazette, I definitely know his first name, I just can't remember it. So we've got Lacazette, our new signing up front, with Lukaku, another new signing. They both have scored a few goals in pre-season. I think Lacazette scored one or two, and Lukaku scored, I think he scored a few. But I think they're going up against pretty easy teams defensively on the first game of the season. So they're obviously going against Leicester, who didn't have the greatest defence last season, and West Ham, who didn't have the greatest defence and goalkeeper last season. So I can see Lukaku and Lacazette scoring on the first game of the season, so that'd be pretty good if they do that. But I'm just hoping for the new signings not to flop, and hoping that they get a few goals on the first game of the season. So moving on to our substitutes now. On the bench I have Edison, who's playing against Brighton and Hove Albion. I don't see them conceding, whether they play Bravo or whether they play Edison. That's why I've got them on the bench, because I'm not really sure who they'll play. But then we've got Schneidler, who is a Brighton and Hove Albion defender. I don't see Crystal Palace beating Huddersfield. I mean, Huddersfield have so much to play for. It's their first ever game in the top flight. Premier League, I mean, not the top flight, but their first game in the Premier League, and I don't see them losing their first game, to be honest. So, Schneider, the German defender, I see him keeping a clean sheet. Obviously, we've got Arta, might be a bit of a long shot, but I think Bournemouth will beat West Brom on the first game of the season. Also, Mooney, I think he's a striker for Brighton for Huddersfield, so I'm going a bit Huddersfield heavy, but I believe they could actually get a result out of the first game. So, Mooney, he could be a good player. I don't know whether he'll score, but I didn't want to pick Glenn Murray because I've been told not to pick Glenn Murray. So I don't think I'll use any of these bench boost, free hit, triple captain to start with. I think I'll save them for a bit because I think you only get a few of them. I've been told you only get a few of them, so I think I'll save it, and I'm going to save that. So that is my selection for the first game of the season. Obviously, stick down in the comments what you have selected and who is your captain. But thank you guys very much for watching. If you want any more fantasy football episodes, hit a like on this video and put it down in the comments. But thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.